What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the WGC Fedex St Jude from TPC Southwind in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm your boy DB. Pat's here. The gang's all back together. We had Willie Will filling in last week.
He did a great job.
Yeah, we recapped all that in the DraftKings show. Just got done recording the DraftKings show. It was a hot show, but we got a hot show here for the betting content here in just a minute. We're going to have Nut Up or Shut Up here in just a second. The hottest game in the DFS game show in the DFS streets by far. We're going to talk about our outright bets, some top 10s, a couple matchups that we like, our let them hang predictions. It's going to be a good show tonight. As always, presented by our sponsor, fantasynational.com/TJ, the one-stop shop for all your golf betting needs, okay? Anything you need. You needed this. You need those. Fantasy National's got. Go to fantasynational.com/TJ. Get 20 any membership level that you choose. If you just want to try it out for a week, it's $8 with the promo code. $8. Give it a shot. And familiarize yourself in there. Get in there. You can't break it. Just go in there, mess around, do some stuff, and then you're gonna love it. And then you'll upgrade to monthly or annual, and then you'll still get to keep the 20% off. It's fantastic. It's the only site we've used for years. And all the stats and anything that we quote in the show is coming directly from Fantasy National. And all the data is licensed by the PGA Tour. So check it out, fantasynational.com/TJ. And in the promo code, tell them the Tour Junkies sent you and get that 20% off. It's good stuff. Pat, the Olympics were last week. A guy named Xander Schauffele. Ever heard of him? Great. He won.
He's good.
Good stuff. But bigger than that is the Tour Junkies delivered some winners last week while you were on vacation, soaking up the sun, drinking your beers and getting that not tan that you definitely do not have.
I don't believe
you don't have a tan.
I have a tan. I am tanner than you.
Okay, but that doesn't. You just don't have a tan. You don't have the tan that we thought you would have. So that all I'm saying is, those of us who've been watching the show long enough, been doing this 6 years, we know that when Vacation Pat shows back up the week after vacay, we expect him to look, Middle Eastern. That's what we want. We want Middle Eastern Pat, and we didn't get that. And you were at the beach all week, and I'm pretty sure the weather was great. We saw a picture of you on Twitter.
Yeah, I was at the beach every day. I was out in the sun every single day. And it's this stupid ring light. It adds lightness to me.
You clearly had too much sunscreen on, but all I'm saying is we wanted Middle Eastern Pat. We didn't get him. That's all I'm saying. And I'm
whatever.
I think I speak for everybody when I say I'm disappointed. But nonetheless, while you were doing that, we were hitting winners here at Tour Junkies. You know what I mean? DB's Big Balls betting card last week. I'm going to bring it up so you can see it if you're watching on YouTube. Check it out. Right there. Sepp Straka. Right there. It says first round leader, 120-1. Nailed it. Sepp Straka was the solo first round leader. The betting card had a huge week with Straka there. Didn't hit the outright winner. Didn't have Xander on the card because I'm not a pansy. Okay, I'm not going to bet that guy. But it was a great hit. Now the betting card is up big for the year. I'm excited about it. And a lot of people were like, "Hey, where's the betting card? I don't see it on tourjunkies.com. It's not on the blog." Well, there are a few weeks a year where I don't write up the full article. But if I don't, I will always post the betting card with dollar amounts, picks, and everything on Twitter, Instagram, and in the Nut Hut. So if you're not following us on the social media channels, you're not in the Nut Hut, you're going to miss it. And last week, you missed the 120-1 first-round leader. That sucks for you. Also, I got to shout out our boy Marcus Miklovich, Crazy Marcus. Finally got him a winner on the LPGA Tour. I can't remember her name. We pronounced it on the DFS show, but she won at 28-1, and Marcus wrote her up. And he only writes up like 5 girls. And that's also a free article on tourjunkies.com. So we gave you 2 free winners last week. If you weren't there, I don't know what you're doing. Real quick, I do want to say this, because me and producer Sam were talking about this before the show, Pat, with the Olympics. I just think it's a reminder, because that field was like, 60 guys or 66 guys, I don't know. And, you had all these other guys from these other countries that nobody ever heard of, or they were like fringe players on the European Tour, not even like stalwarts on the European Tour, just kind of fringy. And it just goes to show you, like, you can't overthink an event like that. When you have guys who are regular PGA Tour guys that compete with the best in the world in the toughest, of circumstances, week in and week out, either on the PGA Tour and then on the European Tour to some extent, like, you just can't overthink it. So don't don't go into events like that overthinking it. And that's kind of how I got to Sepp Straka on the card for the first round leader. Was it's one round. Sepp has multiple top 10s on the PGA Tour. He's got a ton of top 10s on the PGA Tour, a ton of missed cuts, but he's got real firepower when he's on. And compared to half the knuckleheads in that field, Sepp Straka is just he's a top echelon player that's regularly on the PGA Tour, and you can't overthink stuff like that. And I think it shows up on the leaderboard too. When you look at the final leaderboard after day 4, and you see the names at the top, it's names we know, it's names we've heard of. So I think it's a reminder that when we come to these limited field events that are these global events, and you got special exemptions from the Asian tours or from, fringe other tours out there, it just is a reminder that the best in the world still are likely going to show up. And every now and then you might have somebody pop, but even the guys who are outside of your Xanders and your Jordan Spieths, a guy like Sepp Straka, who is regularly there, CT Pan, right? Bronze medal. Rory freaking Sabatini,
regularly on tour. I have to say this. I didn't even talk about this on the DFS show because I was letting you have your moment. And I'm letting you have your moment here. Okay. But what you are saying is very true. And I have to say, like, if you were to just look at this field for the Olympics, and especially like DFS, and you looked at where Straka was at 6,500, I think he was right around there. Yeah. It was pretty easy. It was pretty easy I'm not saying it was you actually made what I thought was a pretty easy call. I mean, to bet him first round leader is a little bit more difficult of a call. But even as an overall bet at 250 to 1, I thought he was the first person that really stood out to me in that 6. I'm like, we're getting Straka, a guy who's played, a ton of events on tour, has shown that he can play well and, play with the best in the world. I mean, and when you see something like that, you got to bet it. Bet whether it's first round leader, whether it's play him in DFS or something like that. I thought it was a little bit obvious, but it was a good call. I'm not trying to take anything away from your call, TP. It was a great call.
You know what? I didn't see anybody on the Twitter streets that had the call. So,
Sabatini was same to me. I had a lot of Sabatini also. I'm like, this is a guy that's like basically changed his country to play in the freaking Olympics.
Yeah. And
why are you not going to play him?
I don't know if you saw after, but he said he really cared about the kids in Slovenia or Slovakia or wherever it is. He really cared about growing the game for the kids there and representing the home country of his wife. Okay. Never trust the guy with a wrist tattoo. Nick A is talking about his wrist.
He was not going to be playing for the South African team.
No, he was not. But, all right, Pat, I'm very excited about the next segment. It is our third installment of, easily the sickest game show in the DFS streets.
Easily.
It's not even close.
There's not even a competition.
Not even close. It is none other than Nut Up or Shut Up. Nut up or shut up. Nut up or shut up. Nut up, nut up, nut up or shut up. Woo! And tonight it is presented to you by our friends at runthesims.com. Our buddy Pat Mayo got together with some other dude who's kind of smart, and they said, hey, fantasy football needs a fantasy national, but for football. So they made runthesims.com, and they gave us a promo code. They're giving you guys a hookup if you go and sign up for a subscription there on runthesims.com. You get $50 off your subscription. Put in promo code TJ in the checkout little window there. But runthesims.com/TJ. You can see all the packages there, and then you can put in promo code TJ to give yourself $50 off any level there. It's fantasy football. We all love it. If it's DFS that you like, if it's full slates, if it's showdown, if it's your season-long league, if it's betting traditionally, like Run the Sims can help you do whatever you need to do. It is Fantasy National. It is to Fantasy National and golf. It's that to football. So, and they are sponsoring tonight's contest. If our winner can close the deal tonight, he will win a free month at runthesims.com. So big shout out to those guys. Thank you. I think we're going to give away.
This is a good time to win a free month.
A good time to win it. You got fantasy drafts, football drafts coming up. You got week 1 is up on DraftKings right now for the NFL slate. So it's a good time to get it. And producer Sam, I say we bring in our next contestant. He is a longtime TJ listener. You'll see in just a minute just how long he's been listening. His name is Kyle Sinehy, and he's just a good dude. Kyle Sinehy, welcome to Nut Up or Shut Up. How you doing, buddy?
What up, fellas? Happy to be here. I'm doing good.
Look at Kyle. I mean, this background, he already wins so far. You know, we've had 3 guys, and he definitely wins best background. And clearly,
for sure.
Kyle spends money in the shop. He's got one of the first ever, if you're not watching on YouTube, he's got one of the first ever T-shirts we ever made, and probably one of the first hats we ever made. That hat has been through it, Kyle. It's been through it.
This is the second one of the same hat, actually. Pat just broke my heart and said you guys don't have any more of them, so I'm stuck with this sweat-stained one.
We're out of those, but we might have a little teaser. We're working on some new hat ideas. So.
We are.
All right.
Oh yeah, AC wants to know if you're in the closet with the coat with the shirts hanging behind you. Now,
I'm coming out.
They're nice hangers, though. They are nice hangers. What's the podcast juice tonight? What's the Nut Up juice you got?
It is just. Went easy with it tonight. Captain Morgan and Coca-Cola. No free ads.
Well,
wow. With light on the ice, like just a little
light ice. Yeah, you can fit more booze in here with less ice.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. All right, Kyle. Here's the deal. All right, we got 7 multiple choice questions. You have to get 4 right, and you do have 1 ask the chat. Now, again, whether or not you can trust the chat is not on us.
That's not on us.
If you do not,
my boy AC is in here. I trust AC. Marcus, don't bother answering.
A lot of people don't trust AC, but I think you should trust AC. So you're gonna have 10 seconds though. We're putting you on a clock.
Oh,
Pat,
boy. Okay.
Pat is gonna keep score and the clock. You ready for that, Pat?
Oh, yeah. I am.
Pat's also learning this as we go. So
okay.
Pat's going to keep score, and he's going to keep track of the 10 seconds. Maybe, Pat, you can start when I finish reading the question, and then you can give him a 3, 2, 1 when we get to that.
Okay.
And, and then we're going to keep score. Got to get 4 right. Like I said, are you ready to nut up or shut up for the WGC Fedex St Jude Invitational?
Let's do it. I don't think Ben took it easy on me tonight, but let's get to it. Sam. Sorry, Sam.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Pat, are you ready?
Yeah, I have the clock up. Now, how am I scoring? What does he get per?
He just gets a point.
Right or wrong?
Okay. Come on, Pat.
Here we go. I'm going to read the question.
All right, I didn't know I was doing all this. All right, let's go. Okay.
Once I get done with reading all the answers, Pat can start the 10 seconds to get a little bonus time. Here we go. TJ Friend and Memphian, I don't even know if that's how you say it, Chris Vernon wants to know, fill in the blank. Where the blank is blank.
Where the hell is Charlie Hoffman?
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding. I didn't even have to,
we're very ratchet.
I didn't even have to hardly set the timer for that one. So that's 1 right. Okay.
All right, now this one is multiple choice. This one's multiple choice. Which music star once worked as a FedEx driver? A, MC Hammer. Is Sam going to do the captions? B, Kane Brown. C, Fred Durst, or D, Lil Nas X?
Oh, God.
Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I'm going to guess Kane Brown. B, 2. Kane Brown.
Ding.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. 2 for 2. There we go. All right, moving along. Here we go. Wait a minute. Did I can this question? Which one did I? Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. Okay. He has never finished better than T30 at the WGC St Jude. A, Bryson. B, Daniel Berger. C, Jordan Spieth. Or D, Ian Poulter. Never finished better than T30.
I'm going to go with the golden boy, Jordan Spieth.
He goes with the golden boy, Jordan Spieth, and he would be wrong. Buzz. That's a buzz. If I had my buzzer. It was Bryson has never finished better than T30 at the
Come on. Kyle,
see, I had flashbacks to the WGC he took second at where Reed won it, and I just
that was
couldn't remember exactly which one that was.
All right, next question. Here we go. This is important. We're in Memphis. Which of these is not an actual barbecue joint in Memphis? A, Payne's Barbecue. B, Farm Pits Barbecue. C, Central Barbecue. Or D, Ball Hoggers?
See, I feel like it's ball hoggers, but I feel like this might be a trick question.
What's the time?
I'm gonna say farm pits. I'm gonna go with farm pits.
1.
B.
Ding, 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 ding. You got farm pits. Farm pits. Yes, that is not an actual barbecue joint in Memphis, as far as we know. All right, that's 3. You got to get one more right, and you've got 3 more questions, so you're looking good. Here we go. Again, we are in Memphis. So, Sam, I don't even know what option B is. Elvis Presley reportedly died while doing what? A, recording. B, B. Okay, I got it. Ing. Or C, ing. Or D, playing badminton.
Oh, boy. All right. I might as well use my Ask the Chat on this one.
Oh, he's going to use the chat.
Okay.
All right, chat. What do we got?
I don't think it's bleeping or bleeping, so I don't think he's playing badminton either. But
okay, Kistler's got an answer.
The timer's up. The timer's up, but we could, we got to give it time, I guess. With the
chat. Okay, you got a couple answers there. Do you see the chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna trust the chat on this one and go C, bleeping.
Kyle Sinehy, you have won Nut Up or Shut Up in a free subscription to runthesims.com. Nut Up or Shut Up, the hottest game show in the DFS streets. But wait, there's more, Kyle. There is more. We do have one bonus question. Or you could say bonus question. We have a bonus question.
I didn't hang up my Bohm shirt. I got the Bohm shirt up in the closet upstairs too.
Wow.
Only person that has that shirt. Okay, this one, if you get this right, we will send you more TJ merch and hopefully something that you haven't already bought. Pat will send you something else. So Pat, I'm going to
throw it in my box for finishing bronze in the listener league this week.
Yeah, I'm going to have to throw extra stuff in there if you happen to get this.
Congratulations. You just have to fill in the blank at the end. We're going to let Pat take it from here. So Sam and Pat, here we go.
Okay. All right. Kyle, you're going to need to finish the verse here, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to sing it for you.
I hope you do.
I was walking in Memphis. I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a Beale. Walking in Memphis. But do I really
feel the way I feel?
Whoa! Kyle Sinehy taking it down. Wow, man. That is some good stuff. You are just a big-time winner. We've yet to have a loser here on Nut Up or Shut Up, so we got to...
I was completely ready to be the first loser when I was told that the questions were done by producer Sam.
Well, Sam's a good dude. Hey, congratulations.
We got to make it harder next week, guys.
Yeah, next week
will be harder.
No, we're not doing it next week. I think the next one's Northern Trust. So Northern Trust, if you're in the Nut Hut and you want to throw your name in the ring to be a contestant on Nut Up or Shut Up, then you need to hit us up, DM us, slide in them DMs. You know what I mean? Kyle, you're getting a lot of praise in the chat. You're a good dude. We appreciate all.
Good job, Kyle.
We'll hook you up with Run the Sims and Pat will send you some more stuff. So there you go.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate all you do for the community.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Kyle.
See you.
Alrighty, take care.
Kyle Sinehy, the latest Nut Up or Shut Up contestant to do it, man. That was fun. It's a lot of fun. Love that segment. We're gonna keep it rolling. Kyle killed it. All right, Pat, let's talk about TPC Southwind. Yeah. We covered it extensively on the DFS show, so we're not going to get into it that much in terms of course breakdown. But what do you think is important in terms of what you need to know if you're going to fire a few bets on these boys?
A couple things here. We are at TPC Southwind, like you said, is a par 70, just over 7,200 yards. This is a short field, no cut event, so only 66 players this week. It's Bermuda grass on the greens and the rough. They do have zoysia in the fairways. A lot of water out here, so you do got to look out for that off the tee and into these greens. I think 8 par 4s that play pretty long, 450 yards plus here. But in the end, I mean, it's just a course where, ball striking is huge. I think total driving, just hitting fairways, hitting greens, and then you're going to have to get hot with your putter on these Bermuda grass greens. So I do think that having some, good history putting on Bermuda is important. It's going to be hot. It's going to be really hot. I don't know how much that affects these guys and scoring and whatever else, but it's just going to be hot. So
one of my favorite funny movies is Pootie Tang. Did you ever see Pootie Tang?
No, but you've talked about it before.
I love Pootie Tang. And his friend in that movie says, somebody says, man, it's hot enough for a hootenanny. And his friend goes, what the hell is a damn hootenanny? I don't know. That just always makes me laugh. That's a great movie.
Well, it's going to be.
I don't know what to tell you, but you need to watch it.
Yeah, I need to check it out. Anyway, I'm going to be looking at, like I said, approach stats, ball striking, form, and some course history, or really course fit. So, your past champions here: Justin Thomas in 2020 and Brooks Koepka in 2019. Before that, and before it was a WGC event, DJ in 2018, Berger won it twice in 2017 and 2016. You know, when you look at scoring here, I mean, pretty much around 10 under to 16 under or so is what you get. So it does play, pretty difficult as far as a tour event. And so there you go. That's the course breakdown.
Yep. I think that, with the good weather outlook, I think we're looking at like that 14 to 17 under win. A lot of short winners here in the recent years, a lot of short numbers. Now, your Fabian Gomez, your Brian Gay, those guys back in the day when it was the St. Jude and a terrible field, those are some triple digit hits there, but a lot of short winners here lately. Obviously, it's a stacked field, so you've got some of the best in the world playing here. It's a big money grab. It's probably going to be. I don't have a whole lot of bombs here tonight. I definitely am kind of living in the mid range here.
I have a couple, but
I got a couple, but not as many. I think you kind of nailed it, man. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's go. Let's get into this. Now, before we do, I got to tell you people, because when it does get hot out there, when it gets hotter
like
than
it is right now,
when it gets hotter than a hootenanny, like they say in the movie, there's no better beverage to grab than an Arnold Palmer Spiked. It's a great beverage. If you're on the course sweating it out, if you're not, if you're in the house just chilling, watching golf or just talking to your wife, or you're messing around with the TV, trying to figure the TV out, and you need some help. You need a buzz because the TV's pissing you off. That kind of hit home for me because our TV's pissing me off right now. Need a new TV. But anyway, Arnold Palmer Spiked, it's got the classic taste. Tea and lemonade, 5% ABV, everything you need, made with real fruit juice and brewed teas. Is so smooth. You know what I mean? Real smooth, like Louis Swing. Just as smooth as Louis Swing, dude. It's unbelievable. It's that classic refreshment and that 5% ABV. And best of all, it comes in multi-packs and 24-ounce tall cans. So perfect if you got to sip it for a minute. If you're on a boat and you're on the lake, not driving the boat, but you're on a boat and you just need something to get you along. Arnold Palmer Spiked is what you need, and you can find it at a store near you if you go to arnoldpalmerspiked.com/Tour Junkies, or you can search for it on Drizzly and Instacart. That's Arnold Drizzly, sliding them DMs, man. Arnold Palmer Spiked, arnoldpalmerspiked.com/Tour Junkies. 2021 Hornell Brewing Company, Memphis, Tennessee. Malt beverage with natural flavor. Celebrate responsibly. We had Blake in the chat at the DFS show. He was drinking one like in that moment. So they're fantastic.
Memphis is getting a lot of love tonight. Like, I feel like if there was like a come to Memphis.com, they should be sponsoring the Tour Junkies tonight, because
visit Memphis.com.
Visit Memphis.com.
Yeah, for real.
Come see where Elvis Presley died on the shitter.
and get a tour of the Arnold Palmer Spiked Brewery or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or have some good barbecue at Boom Hangers or Boom
Boondoggles. All right, let's look at the favorites here, talking outrights to start. Then we're going to get into some top 10s, and we're also going to look at some head-to-head matchups because, Christmas here on a Monday, DraftKings decided that they were going to put up a lot more lines before we recorded tonight. So we're excited about that. That's very good stuff.
Yeah.
Colin Morikawa, Brooks Koepka, and Jordan Spieth are your current favorites, around 12-1. Looking on DraftKings, looking on PointsBet. But let's look at the top of the board. Picks up to 25-1, and one name that you would avoid in this range. I'll start. I think my stay away in the 25-1 or shorter range, if I got to pick one, okay, and we did talk about the top of this field ad nauseum on the DraftKings show, and it's hard to fade a name here, but if I got to fade one, I think it's going to be JT at 18-1. coming back over from Tokyo. Another kind of lackluster finish for JT. And that's kind of what he's been doing lately. 40th at the Open Championship, 19th at the US Open. It's kind of been a rough 6 or 7 events for JT. So if I've got to pick one, the putting has been rough. He came out round 1 in Tokyo when everybody, Sepp Straka, first round leader, 8 under, making a ton of birdies. JT made 18 pars, first round of the Olympics.
That was so ridiculous, by the way. 18 freaking pars. Everybody's making putts left and right.
So I just think if I'm gonna say stay away from one name shorter than 25-1, I think it's JT at 18-1. But the names up here that I'm interested in the most are probably Louis Oosthuizen at 22-1 on PointsBet. You can kind of get Louis at a good number there. I mean, what can you say? I mean, will he win? Hell, probably not. But I'll get a good sweat out of his runner-up. Like at least coming into Sunday, I'll have something to think about and something to get excited about. But I mean, you cannot debate the recent form, and we've said this a lot this year. When you get certain names at that 20-1, 22-1, you just bet them. And the way Louis has been playing, it doesn't feel like he's one of those names. He's not a Brooks Koepka. He's not a killer. We all know that. He's not a killer. He can't seem to close the door. But I just can't get over runner-up 3rd, runner-up 18th, runner-up 8th in his last 6 events. 3 runner-ups, a 3rd, and an 8th in his last 6 events. Irons have been incredible. Putting has been solid. It's just really tough to not throw something down on that at 22-1 for Louis. T6 here last year, T20 in 2019, the 2 years that the WGC event was here. So I'll go Louis, and then I'm going to go DJ at 18-1 is another one. DJ's not been playing great. So there's probably going to be somebody in the chat being like, how are you going to bet DJ and you're not going to bet JT? Because it's not like DJ's been killing it either. He at least showed me something at the Open with a top 10, finished T8 at the Open. Then he came out 3M and on his 36th hole decided he was ready to go home, so he put it in the water. I don't care about that miscut. DJ, I think, is back, and he comes to a course that he's got tremendous history at. He's a winner here, 18-1 for Dustin Johnson in a WGC $2 million paycheck, big-time event. I'll take it. So JT and Louis for me, or DJ and Louis for me.
Okay. I really have a ton of guys up here, even though when you mentioned like, a lot of the recent winners have been, probably less than 20-1 or in that mid range. I do think the player that I would avoid is, I don't know. For me, it's Morikawa. I just don't, and I know he's up there near the top and that may seem easy, but I mean, he's coming off the Open, then he went over to the Olympics. Now he's traveling back over into the States. I just don't really like that at all. So I'm not going to play Morikawa. I do, even though I don't really necessarily like him in DFS. I think Rory at 20-1 is interesting. He's playing better. He's shown us like that he can, he won just a couple months ago at Wells Fargo, at Quail Hollow. You get a guy like Rory, it's probably some of the longest odds he's been at all year at 20-1. I like jumping on that number. And I like Usti. I'm with you on Usti, but other than that, there's not a really whole lot of excitement out of anybody up here for me in this range.
I mean, I think if you just looked at where these guys stand today in terms of the player they are, or we assume they are today based on very recent form, the first 9 guys on the betting board. So Morikawa, Koepka, Spieth, Schauffele, DJ, Thomas, Berger, I don't know if he's in there, Rory, and Louis. There's not a lot that separates the guys, like in terms of being able to win this golf tournament. So, to fade Colin at 12-1 and play Rory at 20-1, it doesn't feel like the gap is that wide. I mean, Colin's obviously hot right now, but Rory could get it done at any moment. I think if I were going to bet a favorite, it'd be Brooks. at 12-1. But I don't bet favorites because
See, I'm thinking about Spieth.
Daddy didn't raise no.
But if you're thinking about a favorite, that's who I'd be looking at. But
okay, let's get into the mid range, which is definitely a lot more attractive to me. I'm probably going to have a lot of names in here. I'll try to narrow it down. Maybe I'll let you start, and then I'll agree with, I'm sure, some of these, and then I'll add a few more. But we're going to talk mid range 26-1 up to 75-1 is how we're going to roll here.
All right, I got a few guys here. I'll start with Scotty Scheffler at 28-1. Now he could be different odds on other books. I'm looking at DraftKings Sportsbook there. I like him at 28-1. I think that's a good number for him. I think this is a good course for him. You look at a guy who's, accurate off the tee, long off the tee, great ball striker. Big fan of Scheffler this week, and I think that number is really good. Anywhere around 28-1. I like Matthew Fitzpatrick. He is at 30-1. I've seen him at that number. I think that's a good number for him. Another guy that has been great here. He's had 2 straight top 10s since the WGC has been at the St. Jude Classic. So I like that number at 30-1 for Fitzy, and he's also in good form. Another guy, Harris English, 40-1. He's won here before. Fantastic number. He's won twice this year already. I think he's already solidified his Ryder Cup status, but who knows? I'm sure he still wants to, really solidify it. And obviously has good history on this course. So at 40-1, I like that number for Harris English. A couple others. I think Corey Connors at 55-1 is interesting. A lot of people aren't, for some reason, maybe not talking about him because he was okay last week. A lot of high expectations on the Canadians for the Olympics, and he didn't really come through necessarily, but still, I think that this is a good course for him. I like Corey Connors at 55-1. And I'll tell you what, I wrote this down and now I hate it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll look at it later in the week, but Tony Finau at 45-1.
Oof. Okay.
So there you go.
Okay. Yikes. I don't know. You mentioned the Ryder Cup. I do think that's something worth looking at because there's only a few more events these guys can get the points. And right now, I think guys who are somewhat on the bubble of that 12, Harris English is number 9 right now currently.
But you remember they're only 6 or
they're only locking in 6. But I mean,
but he's going to make it. He's going to make it.
The way the history of the U.S. captains basically going down the rung of the remaining.
They don't get to.
They don't go off the beaten path too much.
No.
But right now, guys on the bubble, you got like Daniel Berger's 11, Finau, who you just mentioned, is 12th, Webb Simpson's 13th, Scheffler's 14th, Kokrak's 15th, Billy Ho's 16th. I think that's kind of the guys you're looking to make moves. There's not more points that could really be made up outside of those guys. So, you mentioned Scotty Scheffler. I love him. He's right there on the bubble. He could make his first Ryder Cup if he has a great week here. But I love the Harris English and Scotty Scheffler call. I'm in on those. I guess I'll add one more. I like Sergio a lot here this week. I talked about him on the DFS show. It's all obviously he's checking all the ball striking numbers, but he's been playing really well. I think he's going to be a little under the radar, but right now he's 70-1 on DraftKings, and in a 60-man WGC event, 70-1 for Serge. If the putter can do anything, I really like that for him. The ball striking just so good. He can avoid the bogeys. He can avoid the big numbers out here. So I'm gonna believe in the Sergio at 70-1. Other than that, I agree with you on Fitzpatrick, Scheffler, English. I like those guys. So pretty quick and dirty there. Okay. All right, let's keep moving it along, getting into kind of the longer range here, above 75-1 up to 125-1. I got one name, and I love it. I will be firing on it right away. I think the number is going to get shorter during the week. I don't think it's going to get any longer than it is right now, and it's 80-1 on DraftKings, and it's Sam Burns.
I knew that's what you're going to do.
I mean, the dude is just a killer, and I I'm not worried about the finish at the Open Championship. It was his first Open. It's a highly variable event anyway. The form is there. He almost won back-to-back events on the PGA Tour just a few weeks ago. He checks every single box. He's one of the best Bermuda putters in the field. He ranks third over the last 50 rounds in strokes gained putting on Bermuda. He avoids bogeys. He's a great scrambler. Hits it long and straight. Good total driver of the golf ball. Irons 15th in the field in the last 24 rounds on approach. Sam Burns is a stud, and he is a killer. He is a kid that I don't doubt, if he is there on Sunday, can close the door against the best names in golf. I just don't think it will bother Sam Burns. And to be able to get that at 80-1 on a kid like that, I love it. So I'm all in on Sam Burns, and that's the only one I'm going to give you here.
Okay. I don't mind the Sam Burns play. I like Kiz at 100-1. I mean, I think this is a good course for him. So I think that's a good number. He's been playing better recently. I know he's trying to make a final push to make the Ryder Cup. He is certainly on the edge of that. I think he's definitely on the outside looking in, probably not on the edge, but he wants to make that team. So we'll see there. If you don't like him to win, 7-1 to top 10, I think is a good number for that. So
we'll get to top 10s here in a second. Kisner is definitely on the outside. I don't know that there's a chance he can make it. He's 20.
I think there's a chance if he does some things here in the next month. This month.
He'd have to really make some moves. He's 23rd in the rankings. He's way behind in points. He's like.
Do you mean to tell me if he didn't win this week that he'd still not get consideration?
I don't know how many points, and I'm only saying that because, like we said, the U.S. captains tend to just go right down the row.
No, which I hate that they do that.
I know.
They don't even look at course fit, which I don't know if we're getting into a whole different discussion with Whistling Straits.
This may not be the best year for Kisner anyway.
I don't know if it's the best year anyway. It actually would have been good if they had him on the team in Paris, but
he would have been perfect. I think the opportunity was missed there, but I don't know that this is the year. Anyway, all right, moving on. Let's look at the bombs. Over 125-1. I have two here, and one of them I did not talk about on the
two also.
Okay, one of them I did not talk about on the DFS show. The last time we saw him, he finished runner-up at the John Deere, and it is Kevin Na at 130-1. He's played here a bunch, and he drives me knucking futz, okay? He is an incredible scrambler, and when he gets hot with the putter, he can just totally get nuclear hot. But and this is not a course where we kind of talked about. This is not a course where you have to be long off the tee, because he's certainly not. But if he can just, have a little better ball striking week than average, Kevin Na is one of those that just closes the door. He just wins golf tournaments on the tour. So at 130-1 in this event, I'll give it a shot with Kevin Na coming off a runner-up finish a few weeks ago at the John Deere. The next one and the last one I'm going to give you is a recent winner on the PGA Tour, Lucas Glover at 180-1 on DraftKings. Ball striker, avoids bogeys. He's one that needs a little putting help, unlike Kevin Na. But yeah, I'm just going to go Lucas Glover. 180, just a big number. I'm sure he's confident. I'm sure he's probably like a load off a little bit with the win a couple weeks ago. Probably well rested, not going all over the place, Tokyo and back, and just, good ball striker. If he can rekindle the magic, sometimes I think a win like that can spark something. Nobody saw Harris English winning earlier this year, and then definitely nobody saw him maybe winning twice. So I'll go Glover at 180-1.
Okay. Well, I got two here that I like. And by the way, Na, I swore him off in DFS. I was never going to play Na again. Still not going to do it. That doesn't mean that I might not, that I can't bet him. And I do like him as a bet. He is also 8-1 to finish top 10. But anyway, two bets here, long shots. Westwood is at 130-1. I like that. He has won here before, so that's a good thing. And then also Max Homa is at 150-1. I think that is a pretty good number as well. So Westwood and then Homa.
You might have warmed me on Max Homa. I was not really feeling that when you first talked about it in the DFS show, but I don't know. You might be getting me a little more excited about Max Homa. We got some top 10s. We got a few matchup bets. We got our let them hang predictions. Before we get into that, we need to talk to all you guys out there. Maybe there's a couple girls that are losing their hair, on your head, and that sucks. Thinning hair is no fun. Just ask Pat. But you don't have to choose between natural remedies and all that kind of stuff. There's a holistic solution for men that promotes healthier hair and whole body wellness without drugs or prescriptions. Say no to that stuff. There are 5 root causes of thinning hair, Pat. I don't know if you know that. And our friends at Nutrafol is the hair supplement that goes beyond genetics, and they target your stress, your hormones, your nutrition, your metabolism, environmental factors that all could be impacting you letting go of them hair follicles, man. Nutrafol is clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage without compromise. No compromise, Nutrafol. 21 potent natural ingredients that support your sex drive, better sleep, which I need. I need that. I might just take it for better sleep. And less stress. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness just after 3 months and 6 months. And Nutrafol is trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 doctors. Here's what you got to do. If you want to grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show, which you should do, by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code Tour Junkies, you can save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code Tour Junkies. Thank you to those folks for helping our hair stay in our head. We appreciate that. That's important. That's real important. All right, Pat. Top 10s. Hit me. You've already hit me with a couple because you keep jumping ahead.
I'm sorry. I got a few here. Finau, I mentioned him at 45-1. He is also plus 340 to finish top 10. Also, like Kiz, I mentioned that. He is 7-1. Kevin Na, plus 800. I like that. I like Stuart Sink at plus 800. And then I like Max Homa at plus 900. So those are some pretty good numbers, I think, for top 10 finishes. And then I have some matchups, but we'll wait on those.
By the way, I forgot to pat myself on the back for my top 10 picks last week.
Yeah, you did well.
Went on Hammer Dine with the Pat McAfee boys last week. Gave 4.
You've never wanted to pat yourself on the back before, have you?
I know, man. Let me take this opportunity now.
Okay, I had that now. Do that
4 long shot top 10s and hit 3 of them. 11-1 Sepp Straka, 5-1 Sebastian Munoz, and 5-1 Mito Pereira, I think. So killed it. All right, long shot top 10. Well, let me start with some safer top 10 options. I think Scheffler. I think Scheffler at 2-1. I like that. And I might like a little Fitzpatrick at 2-1. Although I feel better about Scheffler 2-1 if you're into that short stuff. Garcia, I just mentioned him. He's plus 450. Sam Burns 5-1. Love that. Love Sam Burns at 5-1. And then I guess I don't know if I like Glover for a top 10. That's probably it. I like Burns, Garcia, Scheffler. Those are my favorite top 10s. I'm probably not going to have it. Maybe Ryan Palmer 8-1. I think I could do good total driver. Good if the wind picks up here at Southwind. Got a good played well here before. So Palmer 8-1. I kind of like. He can be kind of a dog when he's in it. All right, let's look at some head-to-head matchups real quick because I saw a couple of matchups in here that are just like real.
Yes.
The first one that I saw, you've talked about Kisner. He is a plus 115 dog to Will Zalatoris.
I had that one. So
minus 40.
You took that one from me.
I just feel like, this has happened at a WGC event where a player was injured, Daniel Berger. He hit 1 tee shot and then he withdrew. Because all you got to do is hit 1 tee shot at a WGC and you get money. And I'm not saying Will Zalatoris is going to do that. I'm not saying that's his intention. We don't know how he's feeling after the injury at the Open Championship. He's young. Dude, young people freaking heal at a rate. It's like my son in the car accident, his eye, he's healing like he's an X-Men character. Like like Wolverine. He just heals himself like that. So he may be fine. And Will Zalatoris is definitely a stud. But we have seen him fall off a little bit. And I just think plus money, pretty big plus money with Kiz at plus 115 on a guy that is an injury risk and we've seen kind of fall off the wagon a little bit is an interesting long shot to take in a matchup.
Like it.
All right, you go.
Okay. All right. So I'll go with one that I didn't have written down because you took that one. I like Tyrrell Hatton at +100 over Shane Lowry. I think that's a good number there. Tyrrell does not have the best course history here, but still, I like this course for him. I think he can play well on this course. Shane is, he's been playing well. I mean, I think this is obviously a risk, which is why you're getting Hatton at plus money, but I still like it. So Hatton over Lowry at +100.
All right. I like DJ as a long shot against Colin Morikawa. DJ's +115. Okay. Morikawa's -140. We just talked about this. At the top end of this range, it's not like there's a lot that separates these guys. Yes, Colin Morikawa is one of the hottest players on earth right now. I totally get that. I think he's got a chance to become number 1 in the world this week. But it's still DJ. And coming off the 8th place finish at the Open, coming to a golf course that he's played so well on in the past. He's rested. He's not coming over from Tokyo. At +115 against Colin Morikawa, that feels really nice to me.
Okay, well, I'll add to that. I think Mr. Course Horse himself, Daniel Berger, at +105 over Colin Morikawa is also a good bet, and I will play that one as well. I love Berger this week.
I don't feel as good about that one, but I mean, I like Berger.
I just think you're getting a guy like Berger, rested, who plays this course well. He's won it here twice. I know it was a weaker event when he won it here, but still, over Kawa, who's coming across country, a lot of celebrating and whatever else with his, the last few weeks. So I like Berger there at plus money on Kawa.
Nice. All right, that's all I got. You got any more?
I'm surprised you didn't mention this one. I have 2 more actually. Sam Burns is +100 over Leishman. I like that one.
Oh, I missed that one. Yeah, give me that. I'll take that.
Burns +100 there, and also Ryan Palmer at +100 over Willie Z as well. So,
yeah, I don't know if I want to have too much against Willie Z. Like I'd rather have Kiz at +115 over Willie, just in case he's perfectly fine and he does well. But that's interesting. The numbers against the dogs against Willie Z are interesting.
Yeah,
maybe the books know something we don't about Willie.
Yeah.
All right, let them hang predictions of the week, and then we'll get out of here. Mine's just kind of weird. It was kind of hard to find one this week. I don't have the most creative let them hang, but I don't know. This is definitely not going to win. So I guess if that qualifies for let them hang, here we go. This is about as long shot as you can get for a top 10 in a 60-man field event, and his name is Sir Robert Streb, who, fun fact, really dicked me over a Kevin Kisner victory outright hit last year when he won in the playoff against Kiz. But here are some things for Robert Streb. Not bad on Bermuda. And yes, that is not bad, is what I wrote. Not good, but not bad. He is good, though, in the wind. He likes when the wind blows. So maybe it gets geared up a little bit. He's good in the wind. He's a good scrambler, good putter. In 4 attempts at the St. Jude, not in the WGC St. Jude, but in the shitty field St. Jude, he gained 10.2 strokes total in those 4 events. So he's played here decent. In his last 7 events, he's gained greens in regulation in 6 of them, according to Fantasy National. So he's getting the ball on the green better in regulation, better than the people he's playing against. Now, those people were not a WGC event. And he's got good long-term and short-term bogey avoidance. He's just a guy that doesn't make a lot of big numbers. So Robert Streb, top 10 in this field, yeah, is my let him hang prediction at 25-1.
Whew. I don't mind that, actually. Okay, mine is totally different.
I totally mind it.
So I'm going to go with a little double parlay action here.
Ooh, I like a double.
And I'm gonna start with Matthew Fitzpatrick. He is at 28-1 to win this week.
Wow.
And then I'm going to parlay him with our good friend Crazy Marcus's women's golf play at the Olympics of Leona Maguire from Ireland. She is 25-1 this week in the Olympics. And,
601 double?
No, it's 750-1 double. 750-1. I told you I'm letting them hang. Isn't that what letting them hang is all about? And I'm trusting our good buddy Crazy Marcus because he's on a heater, technically. He's won one in a row. And so I'm going to go with his pick of Leona Maguire to win the Olympics, to win the gold at 25-1, plus Fitzy at 28-1. They combine for a parlay of 750-1. Ugh. There you go.
I like the doubles for sure. I just think for the women, Nelly Korda is miles better than and killing it right now. I think you definitely go with her, and then you just pair up whoever you want to pair up with her.
Look at Leona. I'm telling you, she has been on fire lately.
I would much rather look at Nelly, I can tell you.
Well, that was like not literally speaking. That was figuratively speaking.
Like
I don't even know what Leona looks like. Maybe I'll Google Leona. Maybe I do want to look at Leona.
A Nelly Koepka double is 96.5-1.
Leona Maguire, Irish golfer.
I feel like Irish girls are not.
Oh, wait. Whoa. We're just going to talk about some Irish girls?
I just can't think of any really smoking hot Irish girls. I'm sure there are some, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I mean, I don't need to talk any further. But I mean,
I like Nelly. I would go if I'm going to double. I'm Nelly.
I mean, she as Crazy Marcus is in the chat. She ain't the worst. She's not.
Oh man. All right. Well, there you go. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Let them hang predictions. That is definitely a let them hang prediction. 750-1. What would you do if that hit? Like what kind of pat would we get on the next show if a 750-1 double ever hit? Like that would have to go down in that'd have to go down in some sort of archive somewhere of people who.
Oh yeah, there would be. I would be
insufferable
if that hit.
That's the word.
That's the best word you can say. Like I was going to say that, and you just took it out of my mouth. Woo! It might even be worse than that. It might even be worse.
It would be so bad. All right. Thanks everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching the Tour Junkies betting show. If you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment. Put us something in the comments. It helps the algorithm. You know what I mean? What did I tell people to put in the comments for the DFS show? I don't remember. I feel like it was good though. I feel like it was a good thing to put in the comments, but I don't remember what it was. Hey, really enjoyed the Nut Up or Shut Up game show. Kyle Senahy crushed it. Just absolutely killed it. Next one of those is probably going to be the Northern Trust. So get ready for that. Let's make some money. WGC betting. That's what I want to do. Let's do it. DB's Big Balls betting card up some more units after last week, giving you winners left and right for free. I mean, what are we even doing? Kistler, I'll get a Golby tattoo if the 750-1 hits. Done.
Okay.
I can't wait. I will come watch it happen live. And we'll Instagram live that thing, Kistler. All right, there we go. Thanks, guys. Oh, yeah, what we should post on OnlyFans. Blake got it right. Yeah. Put that in the YouTube comments. How could we make money on OnlyFans? What would you recommend, me and Pat? What would you have us do? If we were going to try to make money on OnlyFans, what would you say we need to do? Put that in the YouTube comments. Thanks, everybody. Like and subscribe. Let's have a great week. See ya.